Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another recap. Day 3 officially in the books. We've only got 2 days left, which means we've got live events tomorrow and the next, and a whole lot of crazy. We're gonna post up for this. Hold up, I gotta find a way to get comfy if we're gonna be doing this. It's been a long day. View and watch party officially coming to an end, so that is no more. Appreciate everybody who came and hung out and relaxed with us and watched the matches. I'm glad they were a lot better today, which we'll be recapping in just a bit here, but. Again, massive thank you. Anytime you guys come out, hang out with us, say hi to us, any of that kind of stuff, it is greatly appreciated. So, hopefully you guys are having a good time. It's been a very busy. I'm averaging going to bed at like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. every day. So why not do that here too? So we've got 4 matches. My laptop is dead, so I wrote notes on a piece of paper, like old school, like I'm back in class. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, my laptop died and I can't charge it for whatever reason. My adapter that I have isn't working. So we've got a lot of really cool stuff planned, which I'll talk about at the end of the video. As always, if you guys do enjoy the content, I appreciate it. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, comments, you name it. I'll be doing a lot of look back at these when I get back home or when I'm in the airport on the way back from travels, because I might be going to Bucharest as soon as I land. More details on that as well. First match of the day, we had Moist versus Kansas City Pioneers. Watch party was absolutely crazy. A lot of OCE fans actually at the watch party, which is really cool. Or just maybe the OCE fans were the loudest. Maybe that's it. A lot of banter. But Moist KCP. KCP needed another series to go and do world stuff, and unfortunately did fall short. We started off with another 3-0, just like everything yesterday. But the crowd happy that they were able to put up a fight. Unfortunately, though, Moist is too much. First game, 2-1, goes to OT, and they lose a minute and 5. Really tough situation. Game 2, 4-2 in favor of Moist, and then game 3, KCP looks like they're almost going to take it, but then they lose in overtime again, 17 seconds in. Very quick off the kickoff. This one felt more so close than I thought it was distant, and it also scares me for other teams. It seems like Moist is finally starting to get back in form. Very similar, ironically enough, to actually the Winter Major, where they started off a little bit slow. They ran into the team they just can't seem to beat in version 1 and then fall down and start making that claw back. So it feels like Moist also started trending in a good direction, again, going into the live event and then really feeding off that energy. A lot of really clutch moments from the entire team. Primarily Vatira was a lot of the goals I saw. Tried to tune in when I could in between, like doing watch party stuff for people. But yeah, I think Moist overall playstyle wise just has a little bit more oomph to them, which is a very terrible analysis breakdown. It's just they kind of got outclassed. KCP does a lot of really cool things. They have the mechanics and everything, but they still lack the core gameplay style that they want to implement. It seems like teams who are playing a bit more defensively seem to play a lot better this time around. And Moist has been doing this thing where they play 2 really aggressive up front, and then they leave one person super far back that they rely on. And this weekend in general, it just seems like everybody's playing a little bit more defensive and having success with it. While a lot of teams uncharacteristically are either struggling with mental or just falling apart altogether. It's been really weird. So that's been going on. So Moist 3-0 KCP. We then go to Optic and Secret. Secret in this position because they were able to sweep BDS. Optic and Secret goes 3-0. It's 1-0, 3-2, 1-0. This is like a classic NV Optic win where they play super defensive, counterattack, they get their leads, they hold on to them, and then no matter how many shots Secret puts on, no matter how creative they are, Mist is pre-jumping you on defense. He's doing whatever he can to make sure you don't score, and then they bring it back the other way, and then they turtle up. And that's pretty much the Optic way. This game has a lot of implications for a lot of teams because right now, everybody's kind of talking about being in the running when it comes to spots. Right now, Furia is kind of Sam's last hope, obviously. If Sam won for Furia can end up getting into the kind of like upper echelon of the tournament, there's a good chance that they qualify automatically into the main stage rather than having to go through wildcard. While for North America, they need, now that G2's out, to stop. They need Furia to lose next match really badly. So there's a lot of things that are going on that are pretty exciting about like the movement of like who's getting allocated world spots for the main stage versus who has to play in wild card and go through the crazy stuff. So that's been something to pay attention to. And depending on who you're talking to and who you're voting for, there's a couple clear winners like based upon who you want to get behind. If you just want like chaos and stuff, go Falcons. They're a great team. They're super fun to pay attention to and stuff. And I'll talk about more of this at the end of the video, but there's certain teams that make it really, really easy to get behind baseball and the results that you want. So I'll recap that at the end. Furia and Faze, we finally got a good series. Finally, not a sweep. It was going to 5. Happy to see that. Furia and Faze putting up fights. It did start in favor with Faze, I'm pretty sure. They were up, I think it was 1-1. They won in overtime in game 1 at 8 seconds, is what I have written down. So, right off the kickoff, just a cheeky goal from them. Furia then responded. Jan had so many goals. And it was awesome to see that the performance of a player that we knew was very talented continue to show up and continue to be excellent. So, really awesome stuff there. So, happy about that. The second game then goes, like I said, the other way. So you had Faze win 4-3 OT, then it goes 3-2, and then it goes back in favor of Furia. I think Furia puts themselves at match point here at 2-1. So it's 3-2 and then 2-1, and it's an OT of 30 seconds, and the watch party was going nuts. Everybody at that watch party, I think, was arguably voting for Furia. And it just goes to show how different things are compared to what they once were. In the past, minor regions would never get love, especially over like a super team like Faze. And the fact that this entire watch party, and I think a lot of EU fans are just like, yeah, we want to see NA's downfall. Even though the vibes were great and nobody was like talking ish or anything like that, a lot of people really wanted Faze to lose, and they got their wish. So Faze claws back 4-2 in game 4, really close game. And then we go to game 5, and it comes down to the wire. It's a 1-goal game. Furia is able to hold on. It was a little bit spooky at the end, but they close it out. And Furia, yet again, top 6. They repeat. Super happy for them. It's super awesome to see Card and the boys do really, really well. And arguably one of my favorite teams. I don't talk too much about like favorite teams, but like I've become a really big fan of Team Liquid. I really like Furia and have for a while. And then obviously V1 and stuff, but as long as the gameplay's good, and I think that's why I was so happy about the series, is we just got good gameplay and people competing, and it wasn't just a sweep. So close matches with stuff on the line is always like what I look for. So I'm glad we got that out of it. And then last but not least, we had G2 versus Team Liquid, probably the premier match of the day. That's why they kept it last. And it did not disappoint, unless you're a G2 fan, which a lot of people at the watch party were rough. Obviously, EU people voting for Team Liquid, very, very excited for the shots. Young Gun team utilizing mechanics. I forget who was. I was standing next to Mitz, former coach of Sandrock, and he and I were sitting there talking, and he's like, "Dude, it's so crazy to watch touches that Liquid have be bad. Like they would mess up, and then it goes back to the thing I talked about in my predictions video. While they have not always the best structure, they will take a bad touch and turn it into something good. And so many times you would see on the sidewall, bad mechanical first touch, mechanics make up for it, and then they go away with it. And it happens so many times. But yeah, very impressive to watch the boys work. As for G2, tough series. Up 3-1, up 3-0. They win the first 2 games, and then they get reverse swept. And you could see it happening. Touches weren't as clean. People whiffing boost pickup. Like they would rotate and grab boost and just miss it. Or like they would go to hit the ball and just wouldn't connect. And I don't know if it was a mental thing because of what happened with K-Corp. But as you started seeing it claw back, you could see the reverse sweep starting to happen. I was sitting there with Mira and a couple other people. We ended up like sitting there, and I mentioned there. She's like, "Well, who do you want to win?" I'm like, "For V1, it's really good if G2 wins." As soon as I say that, a goal goes in for Team Liquid. I'm like, "Uh-oh." And then I started tweeting. I put out that tweet like, "It's insane to see." Like, there's like 20 seconds left, and I'm like, "It's insane to see the first seeds." Or no, they're down by 2 actually. It was 0-2 at that time. And I started tweeting, and I'm like, "It's insane to see how like both the first seeds are knocked out already or something like that." And as soon as I was about to like type it and started typing it, G2 scores. I'm like, I'm gonna just shut up and see how this plays out. So Cast Curse never goes away. Crazy nonsense, and I don't know how it always works. So eventually Liquid does perform the reverse sweep. Really, really tough for G2 to go through 2 reverse sweeps. Really tough for a lot of their fans not being able to see them live. Live crowd tomorrow stuff. So talking kind of back to my original point about teams that are easy to root for, I think Fury is one of them. Any of the minor region teams, Falcons, I think is absolutely fantastic. I love their story and their situation, and they're just really dang good, so that helps. And then from there, I think if you're an NA or EU fan, just pick kind of the teams that are left or ones that you are for or against, or if there's a certain player and stuff like that. But I think it's really easy to be a fan of minor teams, which was not the case. Back in the day, like teams that came from minor regions just didn't get any love. They were always considered second class kind of situation and just expected, hey, you're gonna go 3 which is cool to see that evolution because you're now seeing the similar steps being given to like the APAC teams at like Gladiators and stuff, and how excited people get when they win even a game, which I think is super cool. So it's been really fun. It's been a really good time watching all these plays and stuff develop. But I am going to go to bed. It is late. Tomorrow is media day, so a lot of interviews and press stuff and interviewing pros and all that cool shenanigans. So again, thank you to Psionics for hooking it up and giving me a media pass. I'm excited to get on the show floor and sit and talk with the fans and hear from you guys and what you have to say and what you're excited about, and shoot some cool content for y'all. Vlog coming after this event. I'll do my best to put it together and make it easy on Wojtek, because him editing these is probably a pain in the ass. So we've got a lab mic that we'll be bringing to the venue. Hopefully you can actually hear some of the audio, and we'll go from there. So recap again, tomorrow we've got our top 6 finally. It is Moist, Optic, Furia, Liquid. You've got V1 versus K-Corp, and then you've got Space Station versus Falcons. And anytime I want to think something's gonna happen, it doesn't. So we're just gonna sit back and enjoy. It's gonna be a crazy day tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to it. But again, if you guys enjoy the content, like, subscribe, notifications, leave your comments, all that kind of stuff. It's greatly appreciated, especially even with I got people that are coming up and saying like, "Yo, dude, like I suffered an injury, and your videos were an escape from that," or hey man, like I watch your videos every day. That's what I do before breakfast, and all kind of like that stuff is so heartwarming. So these events keep me going, and appreciate and love all of you. But we'll see you in the next one. Peace.